Hi guys, welcome to Redefined Gospel YouTube channel where we are thriving in Christ. This channel seeks to link the word of God to the contemporary times and ultimately ensure that we are thriving in Christ. In addition to being a faith-based content creator, I am a lawyer by profession, and I also share about my law school journey, and hence this video I also share about personal development. So in a nutshell, you can say this channel is all about faith, law, and personal development. If you're new here and you're interested in all that kind of content, kindly do subscribe. Hit on the red button, return subscribe, and then click on the bell, click on the post notifications so that you get all post notifications each time I upload. If you're a returning viewer and you forgot to subscribe, because I assume you forgot to subscribe, kindly do subscribe and hit on the bell. So the reason why I'm actually looking at outside subscribe is because the light is fluctuating and I don't know if I have the perfect light. I also feel like I'm slanting. So if all those things are true, guys, please forgive me. Also, I'm in a punch because it's so cold and I'm not about to freeze and shine doing this video, alright? Alright? Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Leave a comment down below. If something comes to your mind, if you resonate with something, or if you have a question, kindly do comment down below. Always remember that you can always interact with me on my social media platforms, Njoroge and 254 on Instagram and Twitter. You can always drop me an email, info@njorogean.co.ke. Alright? Let's get straight right into today's video. So in today's video, I am going to be answering the frequently asked questions, FAQs, about the legal profession, about a law school. And these are FAQs or questions that I have gotten my social media platforms very frequently. And they're also questions. There's a time I had a question box like quite a while ago, and I asked people any questions they have about law and they would like it answered. Some people dropped their questions. Also, I asked very recently, so I've combined all those questions plus questions that I frequently get on my DM, so that when when these questions keep repeating themselves, then I can actually refer people back there, and maybe I'll create insights and start off conversations that can get even how do I put it, they can get wider like opening up. It's like ice breaking into these conversations, and probably we can have we can have deeper discussions as we go on. There may be some noise outside, like someone who's cutting wood or something. Kindly do forgive. I can't control that, so kindly let's ignore that noise. So I'm going to go straight into these questions. So I had just a second. So I'm going to go straight into those questions. And in case you will have questions, also you feel free to leave them down below. If I see something that can actually be a whole video, I'll do that. If it's something I can answer, I'll definitely answer down below. So there's someone who said, and this was a while back, so probably I assume this thing already, the time imeenda. Okay, let me say the question first. A long holiday is almost here. What can I do? So I'm sure the long holiday already came and passed. I'm also privileged to know what year you're in. It's someone I've interacted with in the DMs, so I know that there will be other long holidays. So what can you do during long holiday? So you see, once you complete your 4th year, so many times you find that the kind of maybe when you're looking at job opportunities, pupillage opportunities, they would love you to have experience. Long holidays are an opportunity for you to build your value as a as a law student, as a brand, because you're a brand. Everything that you're doing, adding it up, it goes into building your own brand as a person. So this is the time to add value to yourself, because at the end of the day, and have said this on this channel time without number, at the end of the day, after your 4th year, all of you will have LLB degrees, you'll have a Bachelor of Laws degree, but what will set you apart? So some of the things that you can do are during this long holiday. So I have two things on top of my mind, from the top of my mind. You know what I'm saying. I have 2 things, but if you have additional things and you're in the legal profession, or you're a law student, or you know of additional things, feel free to comment down below. So I think number one thing that you can do is do professional courses. For instance, for me, in my long holiday, my very first long holiday after first year, I did the certified secretaries course. I started section 1 then, and then also you can do that course. You can also enroll into a mediation course. You can enroll into an arbitration course. And what you need to decide which one to do, first of all, you can look at maybe the cost implications, what you're able to afford in the moment. Do as many courses as you can right now. This is not the time, I think, to be choosing and saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this. Just do everything. Somehow those things will help you. You know, for instance, things to do with arbitration and mediation, in whatever area of law that you will choose to get into, ultimately you will need these skills will be very important, because you could be involved in a lot of out-of-court settlements and all that. It just gives you the skill. Certified secretaries, it really could help you if you want to get in the corporate scene. And yeah, that's one of the courses you can do. You can also go into a law firm and actually volunteer or intern there. I'm sure there are law firms just close to your home, because most of the time people go back home. So the town that is close to home, or if it's Nairobi, whatever place, you can just identify a law firm. It doesn't have to be, you know, the biggest law firm in Kenya and all that, but just to get that experience, it really helps you, and it will be a value addition for you at the end of the day. So if you have other ideas, kindly do comment down below. The other one is how the grading system works. I've also got this question actually a lot about the grading system, and I don't know if it's different. So the example I'm going to give is that of Kenyatta University. If you're watching me and you're from other university, I would really love you to comment down below how the grading system is. So for instance, in Kenyatta University, what works, you know, as you graduate, whatever GPA you'll be having, I don't know what's GPA stands for. Nitajua leo nikiedit. I'll just indicate it here. But when you look at GPA, it's usually cumulative. So for instance, in your first year you get a GPA of 70, and then your second year you get a GPA of 74. So what will happen, you'll take that GPA of 70, and 70 is got from an average of all your units, because your units, like for KU, it will be marked out of 100. So 15 for cat 1, 15 for cat 2. Some units they will do just 1 cut out of 30, and then 70 for the exam. So your average, so you get maybe an average of 70. Then in second semester you get an average of 74. So they take 70 plus 74, it becomes 144, divide by 2, 72. Then they go like it goes, it's cumulative. So that's 72. The next time they will take 70 plus 74 plus for second year first semester, and divide by 3, going on. So it's cumulative. So one semester could really affect your the GPA you will get at the end of the 4 years. So if you get a GPA cumulatively between 70 to 100, then you will graduate with first class honors. If you get 60 to 69, second class upper division. Then from 60 to from what did I say? From 60 to 69, and then from 50 to 59, yes, it's second class lower division. Then below that it becomes a pass. So I don't know what happens if you graduate. Can you really graduate below a 48? I'll find out. But that's how the grading system works. So yeah, I think that's how the grading system worked in KU. I don't know if it's the same for other schools, so I'd really love to know. Please comment down below. And then she also asked more clubs that one can join. You can join the Kenya Model United Nations. In your school, just find your chapter members. Maybe just find out, network and find out. You can also join mooting societies. I think every law campus has a mooting society. It's for moot court. You can join CU is a society, right? You can join ISEC. I don't know much about ISEC, but I'm going to leave a link down below to a site or a place where you can get more information about ISEC. Do I know of any more clubs? I feel like all the clubs that I may know are just in my head. I don't know if KU we had any more clubs other than those clubs. I don't think so. But if there are additional clubs, of course, feel free to comment down below. Comment. Someone else asked, how do I ensure my content online isn't taken by someone copyright stuff? So for online, when I talk of online, I think I will talk about social media platforms. So when you think about Instagram, YouTube, and Instagram, they have policies. So on Instagram, if someone copies your content, you can always report them and then it will be pulled down. Instagram will use their tools to know the owner of the content. Of course, the one who published it first, it is normally assumed that that is the owner of that kind of content. However, when you think about issues to do with content, maybe here on YouTube, it is really important to copyright your content and then also to work with you. I think it is in the settings. I don't know a lot of it. I don't have so much knowledge about how exactly you can set your account in a way that it actually detects when people are copywriting your content. I think the ones who it really works for a lot is for musicians, so that then when you use music that belongs to someone else, then they can identify that. But then you have to take the proactive approach of reporting those people, and then also you can decide what you need that person to be done. It could be blocking their account, it could be pulling down that content, it could be sharing money with that particular person. So you allow them to continue, but if they're getting AdSense revenue, so when an ad plays, then you actually get a percentage out of the money they get, or you get 100% of that. So you decide through that. But if you're putting up your music, if you're putting out film up on, when you're putting it up on these social media platforms, it is really important, up and above thinking that, oh, the policy protects me, it's really important to copyright your content, to copyright your films, to copyright your films, to copyright your music. It's not expensive. I think it goes for 1,300. And last year there was a whole waiver of those fees. Was there for copyright? I think there was a waiver, if I'm not wrong, for those fees. So you actually get just your copyright certificate automatically because of the pandemic. But even if there's no waiver, it is just 1,300. 1,300 will save you a lot. Just protect your intellectual property. Actually, this is something that I'm really passionate about, and there's something in the works on that. So once it's out, you guys will know, and that's why you need to subscribe. That's why you need to subscribe. All right. Someone else asked, during the oral exams, is one asked questions in every unit, or is this at the panel's discretion? Now, this is at the panel's discretion. Actually, if you have any oral exams queries or questions and you are at the Kenya School of Law, kindly drop them below. I'm going to do a video on that before you do your oral exam. So if there's any question that you have, I know I did a whole video on how to prepare for your oral exams and to ace your oral exams, but I could do a Q&A on that. But it is at the discretion of the lecturer. You're not asked every unit. For instance, for me, let me see a unit I wasn't asked anything on. Well, trial advocacy, I wasn't asked anything about trial advocacy. I wasn't asked anything about legal right. No, I was asked legal right. I wasn't asked anything on commercial transactions. I wasn't asked anything on legal practice management. So it's at the discretion. So any unit can be asked. And don't be those people, like when you hear like a certain lecturer is on the panel and you're like, oh, that lecturer teaches criminal litigation, and you just concentrate those minutes, you just think about criminal litigation, and you have erased everything of any other unit. Sometimes you'll find like the lecturer who was before was a legal writing and drafting and a civil litigation lecturer. The civil litigation lecturer asked me nothing about civil litigation. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Someone else is asking, how did you manage to be how did you manage to be fully productive in undergraduate? How did I manage? I think what made me manage to be fully productive in undergraduate was, I think, the motivation, first of all, I think I was really I knew what I wanted at the end of the day, and that motivated me. Number two, I was really involved in a lot of things, and so I knew that I needed to take charge of my time. I needed to ensure that I'm productive, so that then I give everything my best. So I was in moot court, I was in CU leadership, I was in Kenya Model United Nation leadership, and I had my grades to to ensure that I'm doing well in that. And I was also on radio. There's a point I was I was working in 2 parallel radio stations. So it is really important for you to set out your goals, and whenever you have a lot going on, you will plan yourself. Also, I think something else that made me be productive is because I understood myself. I understood that I am a morning person, and because I'm a morning person, I would sleep as early as 7 p.m. and wake up at 1 a.m. and from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. is bliss. I am so awake, I'm so productive. So understand yourself. But also something that I have been learning and unlearning is that even when your body says you need to rest, it doesn't mean you're lazy. It just means that your body needs to rest. Full stop. Your body just needs rest. So don't feel like, oh my god, I'm being lazy and all that. But also you have to rise up to the occasion and actually do the work. When you need to, how do I I feel like I'm confusing myself, but I want to say that there's a very thin line between laziness and resting. So it's a very thin line. So sometimes you need to do what you need to do, and even if your body is saying I'm not saying you're fatigued, but you're just feeling lazy, let me say that you're feeling lazy, you need to just get up and do that, because at the end of the day, you know the goal that you have, you know what you want to achieve at the end of your law school season, you know what you want to do in future, and you know that it demands of you to be excellent, because for you to be set apart, in the profession or in any other profession, you just have to be at a place where you are being excellent at everything that you do. Then I went into my DMs. So there's someone who asked me, what's the lowest grade to be admitted with? And then asked me how was life in Kenyatta University as a student. So the lowest grade to be admitted, if you're going to be admitted through the module 2, or what people will call parallelogram. Oh. Help me! My name is Mumbi. Parallel program is a C plus and then a B in English or Swahili, I mean. How was life in KU as a student? I think I enjoyed my campus. I think I went through the motions of life. I learned a lot. I laughed a lot. I felt bad a lot. I got hurt a lot. I explored, explored my potential to the fullest. I honestly, looking back, I know I have like a few regrets here and there, maybe where like critiquing myself and like probably I would have done this better, probably I would have done this other thing better, but overall I really loved my experience at Kenyatta University. Would recommend, but also the kind of university you go to, I think it has to be dependent on you, and it has to be dependent on what you actually want to, what you actually think is best fit for you. So it's important to do the research. And actually I have a fellow content creator who creates content on law school also, Glynis Maina, and I'm going to link her channel down below, and you can go. There's a video actually, she talks about how she chose her law school. I think that video is very in-depth, so I'm going to link it down below, and I'm going to tag her so you can go and also follow her, just in case you're not. And then they also asked, is being in law school marketable? One thing I'll say about being in law school is diverse. You can work in the bank, you can work in an NGO, you can work in a law firm, you can work in a SACCO, you can work in most organizations, most companies have a legal department. You can get into private practice and start your own practice. You can be a consultant, you can be so many things. So I think you just have to find your niche and just work with it, and you just don't need to find it immediately, but just know this so much. I feel like there's so much in the legal profession. Also, you have to be very passionate about it, so that you're not doing it just for the sake, because it can take a toll on you. You have watched my Kenya School of Law videos. It can take a toll on you and all that. You have to do it from a point of you want to, you know, do this law school thing. Yeah. And then also there's something else I wanted to say. There's a lady, actually, when I was interning in there's an NGO I interned for in third year, and I remember the lady telling me we were going for a meeting in another company, and she told me, when, you know, as we were driving there, she said that for you to fail in the law career, you really have to really work hard to sabotage yourself. There's so much opportunity out there, and I'll leave that for you. I'm thinking of enrolling for CPA or CPS during the long holiday. What's your advice? I'm in first year. I'll say enroll. I would really advise for CPS, because it's more inclined to, you know, the legal career and what they do, or what we do. But also, if you can do both, it's also great. People who want to go into corporate, you find people have done CPS, they have done things that are inclined to the corporate world, so go do it. But I think I'll recommend for you to start with the CS course. The other one is I think it's not here, but I found so many people asking me that they feel like law is hard. They've been discouraged about the law. I also got that discouragement, and not okay. There are people who say it's hard. There are people who say that it's not a good career. There are people who say so many things, even, you know, from a moral standpoint of view. I would say, if that is a dream that you have in your heart, that has been placed in your heart, go for it. There's so many things that people will say it's hard. People will come and say, like, for instance, the YouTube space is crowded and all that. If you know that this is your purpose, if you know this is your passion, then you will go for it. So go for it. Then the other one, okay, this person had that some books, the law books, are usually very voluminous, especially on tort and contract. Like, people are discouraging others not to read them because of the volume. Is it fine if I continue reading them? Now, when it comes to reading, and I think I'm going to talk about strategic reading in law school at a later video, but when it comes to reading in law school, you have to be very strategic. So I'm going to just kuguzilia, then you guys, you need to subscribe, then you'll get that content, premium content of that. But I think when it comes to reading in law school, you have to be very strategic. You have to be very intentional about what you are reading, about what you're reading. Yeah, about what you're reading. I feel like my head is all over the place, because you have to look at a unit. For instance, when you look at land law, and there are recommended texts that you have been given by your lecturer, but for instance, there are handouts that you're given. You're told that the main act is the Land Act, the Land Registration Act. Put your focus on those acts, because most of the questions will come from the acts. You'll be asked to cite those acts. Go look for case law to support each and every, you know, topic you'll be reading, and most of the times those case laws are given in your course outline. So do not be very don't be that person who's not strategic or targeted when you're reading. You can't go and take a textbook and you start from page 1 writing notes. You have to have a roadmap. So you have to think about what are the topics. So topic 1, they say we are talking about the introduction to contract law. So what do we need to know? We need to know what is a contract. We need to know the elements of a contract. We need to know forms of a contract. So what you do is that their notes will be given by the lecturer. So when you go to the textbooks, know what are the main textbooks in each area. You can ask around, you can ask in the library, you can ask people who are ahead of you. For instance, for contracts, I think we had Treaty on Contracts. So go to Treaty on Contracts and you get what they say about that, if there are common law cases, and if possible, if there is no a Kenyan case law there, then go look for Kenyan case law to support that. If it's torts, there's Street on Torts, then you can look at that book, Street on Torts, and actually read that book and make notes on that. So you have to be very targeted, you have to be very strategic. But I'm going to do a whole video on that, so no, worry not, because now I got you. Gosh, I have so much energy, and we're coming to the end of this video. I think those are the most frequently asked questions. If you have further questions, kindly feel free to drop them down below. Once in a while, maybe every quarter, I could just combine all the questions that I get on my DMs, on my emails, on question box, and actually come and answer a general FAQ with you guys. I really hope you enjoyed enjoyed. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope that it was insightful. And yeah, that will be it for this week's video. Remember to like this video, remember to comment down below, engage with my content, but like so that you know YouTube may be kuna hii video watu wanapenda, wacha tu push uko juu kwa browse features. All right, like this video, share if you have a law school friend, if you have anyone who you know this video would be helpful, please share. And if you share on my Instagram platform, kindly tag me. My Instagram handle is njorogean254, and I really appreciate. Please share now. Nawahisi pia nawahisi, but nawasi. Kindly do share my videos and subscribe, hit on the red button, and as always, remember the God loves you a lot. See you next week on Sunday at exactly 6 p.m. Bye bye.